If you don't believe in second chances but still crave revenge, this is a story that will captivate you from the very first moment. Imagine a woman whose heart was shattered, whose dreams were torn apart on what should have been the happiest day of her life. She stood at the altar, her eyes filled with hope, only to watch it all crumble in an instant. The man she loved, the man she trusted, betrayed her in front of everyone. The pain was unbearable, the humiliation unforgettable. But instead of letting it destroy her, she made a silent vow. One day, she would return, not as the broken bride everyone pitied, but as a force to be reckoned with. This is not just a tale of heartbreak. It's a journey of transformation, resilience, and the kind of revenge that doesn't just settle old scores, but rewrites destinies. Years passed, but the memory of that day never faded. Instead, it fueled her ambition. She left behind the city that had witnessed her downfall, determined to build a new life from the ashes of her old one. Every sleepless night, every tear shed in silence became a stepping stone toward her comeback. She worked harder than anyone else, climbing the corporate ladder with grit and intelligence. She learned the rules of the game, and then she learned how to break them. She became a master strategist, a visionary leader, and a woman who commanded respect wherever she went. And all the while, she kept her true identity hidden, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal herself to the world that had once turned its back on her. 7 years later, Shanghai's skyline glimmers with promise and possibility. The city is alive with energy, its towers reaching for the stars. A sleek black car glides to a stop in front of a towering office building. The door opens and she steps out, no longer the helpless bride but a rising CEO whose name is whispered in boardrooms and business circles across the city. Her presence commands attention. Her confidence is unshakable. She's dressed in power, her eyes sharp and focused, her every move calculated. The world has changed, and so has she. She's here not just to reclaim what was taken from her, but to show everyone that she is unstoppable. But she's not alone. Holding her hand is a sharp-eyed little boy, her son, a secret genius whose intelligence is matched only by his curiosity. He's the light of her life, the reason she never gave up. Together, they are a team, bound by love and a shared sense of purpose. The boy has grown up watching his mother overcome every obstacle, and he's inherited her strength and determination. He's wise beyond his years, always asking questions, always seeking the truth. And though he's still young, he understands more than most adults ever will. As they walk through the bustling city, the boy looks up at his mother with wide, searching eyes. In a voice barely above a whisper, he asks, "Mom, is he the man who hurt you?" His words hang in the air, heavy with meaning. He's pieced together fragments of the past, sensing the pain that lingers beneath his mother's calm exterior. He wants to protect her, to understand the story that shaped their lives. His question is innocent, but it cuts straight to the heart of everything she's fought for. Her silence says it all. She doesn't need to speak. Her eyes tell the story of heartbreak and survival. In that quiet moment, she squeezes his hand a little tighter, drawing strength from his presence. She knows that the past can't be changed, but the future is still unwritten, and with her son by her side, she's ready to face whatever comes next. The pain of betrayal has become the fuel for her ambition, and the love she has for her child is the armor that protects her from the world's cruelty. The next day, the boardroom doors swing open with a sense of anticipation. The air is thick with expectation as executives and investors gather around the polished table. This is the moment she's been preparing for. The moment when she steps into the arena, not as a victim, but as a contender. Every eye in the room turns to her, some with curiosity, others with skepticism. But she meets their gaze with unwavering confidence, ready to prove that she belongs at the head of the table. The once arrogant CEO, the man who shattered her world all those years ago, sits at the other end of the table. He's older now, but the arrogance in his eyes is unmistakable, until he sees her. In that instant, his composure cracks. He freezes, unable to hide his shock as he realizes who she is. The woman he thought he'd left behind has returned, not as a memory, but as his fiercest competitor. The balance of power has shifted, and for the first time, he's the one on uncertain ground. She meets his gaze with icy calm, her expression unreadable. There's no trace of the pain he once caused her, only a steely determination that sends a clear message. She's not here for reconciliation. She's here to win. The room is silent, the tension palpable. Every word, every gesture is loaded with meaning. The other executives sense the history between them, but no one dares to speak. It's a battle of wills, and she's not backing down. Meanwhile, the little boy sits quietly at his mother's side, observing everything with keen intelligence. He leans over and whispers, "Daddy looks nervous." His words are innocent, but they carry a weight that only the adults in the room can truly understand. He's perceptive, picking up on the subtle shifts in mood and power. He knows that something important is happening, even if he doesn't yet grasp all the details. The tension in the room is so thick you could slice it with a knife. Every glance, every pause is charged with unspoken questions. The stakes are higher than ever, and everyone knows that this meeting will change the course of their lives. The CEO tries to regain his composure, but the presence of the woman he once wronged, and the child who might be his own, throws him off balance. For the first time, he's forced to confront the consequences of his actions. At a school event later that week, the past comes crashing back in a different way. The CEO's old fiancée, the woman who once played a part in the betrayal, lashes out, again. She corners the mother and son, her words sharp and cruel. She tries to undermine their confidence, to remind them of the pain they've endured. But this time, things are different. The mother stands tall, her dignity unshaken. She refuses to be drawn into the drama, choosing instead to protect her son from the toxicity of the past. But before she can respond, the boy steps forward, his chin held high. With a voice clear and unwavering, he says, "Don't talk to my mom like that." His words are simple, but they carry the weight of generations. He's not just defending his mother, he's standing up for himself, for their family, for the future they're building together. In that moment, he proves that courage isn't about age or experience. It's about standing up for what's right, no matter the cost. The CEO, watching from a distance, is struck by a sudden realization. He sees the boy's eyes, sharp, determined, and unmistakably familiar. For the first time, he allows himself to wonder, could this child be his own flesh and blood? The possibility shakes him to his core, forcing him to confront the choices he made and the life he left behind. The truth is written in the boy's gaze, a mirror of the man he once was, and the man he could have been. Later, as the boy stands before a crowd, he proudly declares himself the future heir of 2 empires. His voice rings out with confidence, his words a promise to everyone who ever doubted him or his mother. He's not just a child, he's a symbol of hope, of resilience, of the power to overcome even the deepest wounds. The room erupts in applause, and for the first time the mother allows herself to believe that they've truly turned the page on their painful past. The CEO, unable to contain his emotions any longer, approaches the boy with a mixture of hope and fear. His voice trembles as he asks, "Are you my son?" It's a question loaded with regret, longing, and the desperate hope for a second chance. The boy looks up at him, searching his face for answers. The mother watches in silence, her heart pounding as she waits to see what the future will hold. But she doesn't answer. Instead, she simply smiles. A smile filled with mystery, strength, and the quiet satisfaction of a woman who has taken control of her own destiny. She gathers her son and drives away into the Shanghai night, the city lights reflecting in her eyes. She knows that the journey isn't over, but for the first time she feels truly free. The past no longer defines her. The future is hers to shape. The CEO, desperate and overwhelmed by the weight of his choices, runs after them, shouting, "I won't lose you again!" His voice echoes through the night, a plea for forgiveness, for redemption, for a chance to make things right. But the woman doesn't look back. She's learned that true power comes not from revenge, but from the ability to move forward, to build a new life on her own terms. Now, standing at the crossroads of forgiveness and revenge, she faces the ultimate choice. Will she let go of the past and embrace a future filled with hope and possibility? Or will she finish what she started, ensuring that those who wronged her never forget the price of betrayal? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, she is no longer the woman she once was. She is stronger, wiser, and more powerful than anyone ever imagined. And whatever path she chooses, she will walk it with her head held high, her son by her side, and the world at her feet.